What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? I'm One Eye Bry, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about the Walking Dead Dead City. And how do you feel about Hershel Rhee? Spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead. So, Hershel is the person who was kidnapped by the Croat, and Maggie is trying to find her son, which is the whole premise for the show. But Hershel kind of is an annoying teenager, right? But as we see flashbacks of Maggie talking with Hershel, we see that it's tough for Maggie to be a single parent. I was raised by one, basically. My parents got divorced when I was 2 years old, and I feel for Maggie. I like Maggie. I like Lauren Cohan. And it just shows you that, it's a single mom raising, I guess, a teenager. Like, I don't know how old Hershel is. Is he 12, 13, 15? I don't know. But Hershel's definitely older. And as Maggie went to go talk with him in season 1, episode 2, I believe, it's something that Hershel doesn't want to be bothered. He doesn't want to be around his annoying mom. And we've all been there. As teenagers, we're like, enough. Whether it's your mom, your dad, whatever. You're like, leave me alone. I know what's going on. Just, enough with you. But Maggie even tries to be nice, as parents do, as friends and siblings and whoever. Hershel can draw. It's a nice piece of art here. And she says, it's good. It's really good. So she was positive to him. And he's like, it sucks. Throws it down. Like, there's no pleasing this kid. And he goes to go see a friend at the community. And Maggie's like, it's tough. I feel for you, Maggie. And it's kind of like a realistic, what it would be approach with a single parent. Hershel doesn't have a dad. Maybe he's craving discipline. Maybe Maggie's annoying. And then in season 1, episode 3, Maggie further explains when the Croat came and kidnapped Hershel, she said for him to go hide in the root cellar. He didn't listen. He got a brick and a shovel and I guess went after them and got kidnapped. He's lucky he wasn't killed. They got into an argument, and the last thing Maggie said to her son was an argument. It's not good. And you just think about those things. Maggie's got to think, is he alive? What could I have done differently? It sucks to be that way. But Hershel didn't listen to his mom, and he was captured. And then when Maggie was going through the tin, we're like, man, it's just nice callbacks. We see a good picture of Glenn here. I don't think Hershel did this because his cartoon action figure superhero guy was not as good of this portrait. He could have done it, but I think it's more like Jadis or somebody else, and I don't know why it's so dark. Let's brighten it up. So it just looks good. It looks like good Steven Yeun, and it's in the box that Maggie keeps of her belongings, of the people she cared about. Takes me back to the paintings that I'm guessing Jadis did that were in Hilltop that probably burned down. You see Glenn there, you see Hershel, you see Beth. And in the pictures that are also in the box or the tin, we see the pocket watch, which is always cool to see. That's the nice thing connected with Hershel and Glenn and the Green family. But we see photos. And again, they're not the best brightness, so we'll brighten them up in a second. But you see young Hershel and Maggie and other Hershel. So her dad, her son, both named Hershel. And it's nice callbacks. Anytime you can see this, and the show has done a really good job with that so far. And I don't see a picture of her and Beth, which would have been really cool to see, and a nice callback for the fans, which is always good in my opinion. And it's kind of sad knowing that Scott Wilson died, the actor who played Hershel. And you see, I'm guessing, the Green family there in this photo. And we brighten it up, and it's kind of cool. But we haven't seen this yet. This is in the trailers where Maggie is probably being attacked by the Croat and his people. And Hershel's taken away. And Hershel's taken away, not listening to his mom. But he doesn't care who Maggie is. That's his mom. He doesn't know that she's a badass leader of Hilltop. The Croat, kidnaps him for the story's sake. Like, what if he just killed Hershel? That's probably what the Saviors would have done. But instead, Hershel is kidnapped and taken prisoner. I would assume he's going to get tortured a little bit because the Croat seems to be terrible. If he's not, it doesn't fit with the Croat we've seen over the first 3 episodes. He's got to cut him up a little bit, get a couple scars or something here. And Hershel being captured is nothing new. He's kind of been this way, kind of doing what he's been doing throughout the series. And yeah, it is what it is. But Maggie is older now, and so is Hershel. And, you know, kids are going to be preteens or teenagers, and they're going to rebel and just go against the grain and go against the parents. I'm kind of curious about Hilltop, why they had to move or why the community had to move, because this was at the end of season 11. This is the way it looked. Hershel's right there next to Mom. And it just takes me back to Hershel growing up and being kind of a punk teenager. And how do you feel about that? Do you think it's okay? Do you just see it as like realism in the continuity of the story? Like, yeah, Hershel might not be a nice, awesome kid. What if he grows up not having a dad and it really affects him? It makes him into an ungrateful punk until someone steps up and becomes that father figure. And I know what some people are going to say. It's going to be Negan. Negan's going to step up and be his stepdad. I don't want to see that. But Hershel probably needs, discipline and a father figure. But there you go, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. That's my topic for this video. How do you feel about Hershel? Let me know. Like, share, subscribe, support the PT channel when you can. Either way, we truly appreciate all love and support. Stay safe, and as always, tell them Daryl.
Yo, we love you.